G'day, I'm Clive and welcome. The Denali Trek 65 backpack. Now, I've struggled with some of my packs not being big enough. The only other pack I've got that will hold what I needed to take on a couple of trips. I'll be able to add pouches and everything on the back, but the pack itself is double the weight of this pack on its own. So I went out to look for this, or I went online first looking for reviews, and there's no reviews of it. So I went to Anaconda, which is an Australian outdoor store, and they had it there. So I went in, had a quick look over it, tried it on, came away overnight to think about it, and I went back today and went and bought it. A pro of Anaconda, if you remember, you get sales and discounts. So the normal price of this is close to $300, and I got it for just over half of that. And that's because I'm a member. So it's worthwhile going in if you're interested. Don't just go in and get a membership and never ever use it. If you're looking at doing anything like this, go in, have a look around, make your mind up, become a member, then start buying if that's what you want. It's material wise, let's just double check, I got it here. It's a 600D polyester, which is the main body of it, and there's also ripstop nylon, I think it is. Let's double check again, click on that. It just says 600D polyester and ripstop. So the main parts here on the bottom, the sides is a 600D, and then the rest, like the hood on it, the actual pouch at the back, on the bottom where your sleeping bag goes in, they're all polyester. Ripstop, sorry. First impressions of it when I looked at it yesterday are the same as, well, I'm actually more impressed today now. I've picked it up and thrown a load of gear in it. Expandable pocket here, first of all. Expandable pockets on the sides, expandable pockets on the sides underneath that. It's just places all over for it. And as the name says, Trek 65, it's a 65 litre backpack. Now, I haven't packed this properly, I've just shoved stuff in there. I've still got room. As you can see, there's plenty of room around the sides for stuff to go into it. But we'll go over the features on the outside first. We've got loops here and bungee here to hold up holes, one on either side. Look around here. Compression straps do zigzag across. Just unclip them when we want to. Whilst that's unclipped, the side pocket here. And that, I fit my Helicontex military style poncho in there, and it goes in easy and comes out easy. Again, there's another one on this side, the same size as the one on the other. Zips here. Can't see any brand names on the zippers, but they all work well. Another compression strap going to the mesh pocket at the bottom. The main pocket here on the back, I've got my Evernew cook kit in there at the moment. I've got my water filtration in there, and I've still got space in there, so I could fit snacks in that one. So, water filter and bag. The Evernew cook kit in that one. I used that one because that's the biggest one in the height, just so you can see it. And I haven't tried it, but that will probably fit width. Let's put it in there. Yeah, it'll go in width, but it fits more comfortable going vertical. Vertical and at the top. But like I said, it's still got storage down here and on the side. The actual zipper on this one is like a weatherproof one. Doesn't look like it's waterproof, but it's very close. It will stop like 99.9% of the water getting in. It'll eventually soak through the material, but that's pretty nice. Again, there's your other pole holder there, the other loops. On the bottom here comes with a rain cover. And a fair size pocket. The actual pocket that sits in is the size of the bottom here. So I'll be taking it out, and I could probably use that to store what? Yeah, one of my bivvies, the Cedar Summit, not the Cedar Summit, do apologise. Oh, my Snugback bivvy bag can go in there, my Special Forces, and that'll just fold over a couple of times and fit in. It'll probably take up the same amount of space as the actual cover. Sleeping bag section. Now I've got that, nothing in there at the moment, but I'll show you with this. There's something I do like about it. I haven't seen before personally. Probably is in others. It might be in a couple of my other packs, but I've never noticed. This is the actual pocket the sleeping bag normally sits in. Now it's zipped up here, and there's two hooks on the inside and loops. So the hooks on here, you hook them on the loops, and that holds the actual sleeping bag pocket or compartment in place. So if you've got a small enough sleeping bag to go in there, or you want to divide it, you can then by having it zipped up and the two hook and loops hooked together. But at the moment I've undone the hooks, which has allowed the whole of the sleeping bag compartment to come forward here. So I'm going to zip that up because I won't be using it in this configuration. Where am I? There it is. Compression straps on the bottom. Lengthwise, it's about how big they are. You can get a sleep mat in there, sleep roll, and if you roll your sleeping bag properly, you can fit your sleeping bag in there. It's a decent size. I did try to fit the Nemo switchback. You'd go through it like that, but you wouldn't be able to do the straps up. But it would go in that way and be able to do the straps up. So if you are going to use a bottom piece, really your actual stuff sack with what you're carrying needs to have some webbing on it, so these straps can go through, but if you have to do that, it means you've got to undo all the buckles. So that's really for your jackets, let's say a jacket or a jumper, just shoved in there, tightened back up to hold it in place. But this is the only way you're going to be able to carry anything on the back, is loosen the compression straps off. Buckle it up, and you can pull the compression straps a little bit more. Let's give it a go. It's about 1, 2, 3.5, 4 inches is tightened up. So that's in there, nice and steady, it's not going to come out. So you'll be able to carry on the back there. But on the bottom, realistically, that's just going to be for a rolled up jacket, or even a fly your tents if you had to roll it up and fold it over, you could put that in there. Wouldn't recommend it, because if that got caught, there's your shelter, no good. You do have the elasticated tidy things on your straps there, so you can fold your straps back in them. Right, before we go any further, the reason I actually bought this particular one is I've lost lots of bulk off my body, a lot of fat, and I've toned up a bit. And most of my other packs that I still have, I can't tighten up all the way because they won't go any further. The actual hip belts, they're not as far forward, so we've got more strap on them to actually pull it tighter. And when I've got it up all the way, I've still got about 3 inches left on either side. So I've got adjustment for when I'm actually hiking or bushwalking. Now I haven't put everything in here. I still need to put my toilet kit in it, and my small hygiene kit, but I've got the side pockets and there's plenty of room in there. Like I said, the actual poncho fits in them with ease. On top we've got a pocket for your hood, and that again has got like a weather protected strip over it, so it's not 100% waterproof, so water would get in there eventually, so you can't really submerge it, but it's a decent size. Now I've still got space in here, and there's the poncho, there's the ground sheet off my 2-person tent, and there's 2 sets of pegs, a small set for firmer ground and longer set for the softer ground. Whilst I've got the poncho, I'll show you this side pocket. Undo that, get it out of the way. There you go, that went straight inside there. And zip it up, and we've still got more room to use in that pocket. That hood, plenty of room in there. Now that includes, from this point up, this storage area and where I've got the first aid kit, which is in the mesh under hood pocket. Nice sponge shoulder straps on it, nice thick hip belt, hip pocket. Now something that did get me about this hip pocket, people say they get too tight and you can't wrap around with your phone in there. Denali have done something different. So there's your normal zip on it. If your phone in there and it's going to get bent, they put a Velcro strip, still connected at the top, but the Velcro strip so you can undo the front of it and your phone will be there and it's not getting bent on your hip or snapped. Or anything in there, you can just loosen it off. Gives you access to your actual tension strap at the bottom where it pulls your actual pack in. The other side, no pocket, just your tension strap. Adjustment is just this webbing coming across. You've got small, medium, large and extra large underneath here, and it's just a matter of undoing the Velcro, dropping it out. For if I wanted the small, I'd go under the small, go up 4 straps, bring it back over and tighten it up there. Now you can see mine says medium and I've gone under the one after that. So the way I work it out is, I think this, because it's a points down to the medium down to small, because my back measurements, I go to one place 18.5, go to another place 19. But when I went up to the large, which is the 19 and up, it wasn't comfortable. It was actually felt too high. So I dropped it down, put it underneath the large so I could see the medium, and that fits. Now I'm 5'6". Back measurement, I'll say, is between 18.5 and 19 inches. And the medium on this, as I've got it, where you can see the medium strap and it's tucked into the large one, is where it's comfortable and fits nice. And the actual load pull on the top is at the right angle. So it gives you an idea. But you can go into the store and try these on if you're local to one. Again, you've got your normal load lifters here, the shoulder straps. Same as every other pack. About 1 inch buckles on them. No zipper, no whistle on it, but they're easy to put on. The chest strap or your sternum strap has got an elasticated back to it. It's adjustable, so you can adjust it up and down. The hydration port, if I remember, is over your right shoulder. But there's no elastic or anything there to hold it, so you're going to need to put one on. Excuse me then. Let's do these side compressions up now. The back panel down here, your belt goes through. It feels like there's a single strip of Velcro down there holding it in place. So I don't take my word for it, but maybe if anything happens to this, you may be able to request to get a replacement one, or replace it with another type with the same size straps so it all fits. But I'm only guessing there. Nice padding here which sits nice on my shoulders, my lower back. Little channel coming up out this side all the way up to here, out the top. Ventilation looks like it's going to be pretty good. Only time will tell. It's winter here now, but in winter you still get perspiration when you're doing big hikes. Yeah, the webbing coming down, the adjusters, shoulder strap adjusters. Well, so that's about 1.5 to 2 inch buckles. Lightweight ones. They're the ones that you actually pull backwards. I prefer the ones that you grab from the back and pull forwards, gives you more leverage, but they still work pretty well. It's got a nice moulded shape to sit over your hip, so it gives you a nice little grip on there. Well, there's nothing else on the outside, so let's go on the inside. Buckles coming down here with the adjusters on there. Now I was going to cut them up, but I thought, no, if I do that, I wouldn't be able to use a full expansion of this. So that comes up a lot higher. So I'm going to do them buckles. And with most, you've got the inner, which will expand even more if need be. Now before we go in there, this is under the hood, the inner mesh pocket, which is normally a first aid kit carrier. So all my first aid kit fits in there, room to spare, and that's a first aid kit, snake bite kit in there, and it's for more than one person. It's probably big enough for 3 or 4 people. But out on track I've always ended up helping other people with big blisters or sores and stuff like that, just to help them get to their pickup point. So that's nice and big, fits in there, room to spare still. And zippers up. Easy, very easy. Cord with the line locks on. Go nice and easy, another one there. No hassle, nice and easy. Opens up easy. You get some of these where you have to fiddle with them to get them open. But now I could have pushed all this down a lot more and put it in a lot tidier. I haven't. I just shoved it in to try the backpack and get it adjusted. So that's one thing you need to do if you're going to adjust your pack for your height and shoulders and everything, get used to it. You need to fill it up to its maximum, because then the actual pack is in its proper shape, everything's in its right place, and then you can just adjust to see how it feels and set it up. and then when you're out on track you make the minor adjustments. First thing in here, Anaconda 2 tent with a winter in, and I still had room with that. I've got room down the side still. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 meals there. I could double that and it'd still fit in. Special Forces bivvy bag I was on about. Now that rolls down even smaller to take up less space, probably about the size or smaller than a baseball when it's done properly. Not an ultralight, not a tiny small sleep mat. This is the Cedar Summit Comfort Deluxe Insulated Regular Wide, and it's about, I think it's about 6 or 7 centimeters, maybe a little bit more. I don't know the measurements. When it originally came out, they had rated it at R value of 5, but with the new R values since this came out, it's actually been reduced to 4.7, which is more than capable of winters. So unless you're going to be going into the silly numbers like the -20 on snow or ice, that's going to take you, I don't know, it depends on you as a person and your sleeping bag and what tent you're in, because with a sleep mat and your sleeping bag, it all depends on what your shelter is. So the wording on most sleeping bag, their company sites, are the temperature rating for a sleeping bag and sleep mat is in the right conditions and situation, which means you're going to be able to sleep in a 4-season tent with the right ground sheet, the right sleeping bag, all that stuff for that R value for your sleep mat or your sleeping bag or your top quilt to be true. So, but now 4.7, so that'll probably take me down probably -5 to -10 with using the Anaconda 2 with the winter inner, and using the sleeping bag I've got in here, which is the Snugs Pack Softy Elite 3. Now that sleeping bag is a long man-made insulation, and it actually weighs about 1.6 or more kilos, and the backpack itself on its own weighs 1.6 kilos. So that is the same weight, or maybe a little bit more than this. And I got my Trekology pillow, and this is the large version. That all fitted in this 65 litre backpack from Denali, which is a Trek 65 with room to spare. Now I'm going to practice, I'm going to mess around, see what's going to be the best way of packing this. The next video I'm going to make about this is going to be after using it, when it's fully packed, to see how comfortable it is, how it feels, how it carries the weight. Is it going to be pulling back, is it going to pull left, pulling right, or whatever. But first impressions, it's a nice pack. It'll do everything I need a backpack to do now. I used to have other backpacks, as you've probably seen in some of my old review videos, but because they were heavier, I sold them on for that reason. They were heavier, and two, some of them I wasn't using anymore. So this is the first, let's say the first hiking backpack I've bought in a few years. Just holding my hand on it here is an aluminium stay. There's 2 of those, runs down and supports the back. It's nice and comfortable. We've got the hydration pocket in there. We've got 2 slim Velcro straps which you can put through your hydration, top of your hydration bladder to hold it in place. Yep, that's it. It's just double check there's no other. There's one on the right. No. Oh, yeah. Oh no, there isn't one on the left. There is there? No. Just a hydration port on the right hand side. Not one on the left. They've just used that as part of the pocket on this side here. So the pocket on when you're wearing it on the left hand side is a little bit bigger than the right hand side because of the hydration port. It's taken a slight bit, not much, about half an inch. It's taken a little bit off it, has it? Let's have a double check. Yeah, it's just taken a corner off it, that's all. So they're both roughly the same size. Now I'm looking forward to getting out using this, seeing how it copes, how I cope with using it. Yep, first video on YouTube about the Czech 65 from Denali that I could find. I couldn't find any on it, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you have and you're not a subscriber, please go down below, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell next to it and select all so you can be notified of all future videos. And if you are already a subscriber, again I thank you very much, and hit the like button, the thumbs up.